And joining us now is Yaniv Balmas, Global Head of Research at Checkpoint, which provides cybersecurity solutions. Yaniv, it's good to have you with us. Let's start with the border hack. Just how serious is this breach?
There's actually not a lot of data about this breach. All we know is that pictures has been stolen from the company that manages the border patrol cameras, and that's all the information out there right now. Who is behind it is still a mystery. I think that our speculation here at Checkpoint is that it's cybercrime related and not by any nation or espionage, but that's only speculation at the moment.
Yaniv, what can bad actors or could a bad actor potentially do with this type of information?
Well, if it's cybercrime related, it's all about money. So these guys are looking to make a profit out of it. Maybe it was just opportunistic and they went into these systems and now they're just trying to sell it in underground forums and in the internet for the highest bidder.
But then what can those bad actors do with this data? I mean, do people need to be concerned that their identities will be stolen as a result?
It is a possibility, but it's really hard to say at the moment because there's really not a lot of information about that. So it might go anywhere, and really it's all speculations at the moment.
Okay, if you're a traveler in this circumstance, Yaniv, what should you be doing to try to prevent any potential wrongdoing down the road from here now, knowing that this is compromised?
Actually, I don't really have any good advice for the travelers about this. Yeah, there is really not much they can do.
Which is a little bit alarming here. Let's talk more about what's going on in Microsoft here and this potential vulnerability. On a scale of 1 to 10, how concerning is that?
9.8, I would say.
Wow.
Wow.
Go on. Why?
So, I think in the entire history of vulnerabilities, there hasn't been a lot of serious vulnerabilities such as this. This vulnerability was found around a month ago by a British intelligence agency, and it was reported to Microsoft. And Microsoft, in response, released a patch, a fix for this vulnerability. But in a very uncommon move, they didn't release any technical details about it. And they have very good reason to do so, because the vulnerability resides in something called remote desktop protocol. That's something that comes bundled with almost any Windows installation out there. And it means that companies that have Windows servers exposed to the internet or even internal inside their systems are now vulnerable to this thing. And on the other hand, the exploitability or the ease of use of this exploit is really, the bar is very low. So once this thing will be exploitable, almost anyone over the internet can use this thing to go into any corporate using Windows servers.
Okay, it's quite alarming, Yaniv. Why does Microsoft seem to be more vulnerable to these cybersecurity issues than an Apple or some of the other providers out there? I mean, Microsoft stock at an all-time high, but we've known of issues like this in the past.
I wouldn't say that Microsoft is more vulnerable. I think they're just a larger target. There are more Windows installations out there than Apple installations, and from an attacker's perspective, it would make more sense to find vulnerabilities inside Microsoft and not in Apple. But Apple is suspectable just as much as Microsoft and anyone else.
Yaniv, how do you keep yourself and members of your family safe online from these bad actors? What are some tools that you use that you can tell us about and ways that we can change our behavior in order to stay safe out there?
I think that there are a lot of things that I can suggest, but definitely the biggest thing and the first thing that I would do is education. You must understand what are the risks and how to protect them. And it's not as hard as it sounds. Don't open emails from sources you don't know. Don't read SMSs from people you don't know. Don't open files that are sent to you. If you do this, I think you're pretty much safe. You're on the 95% safe, let's say. And then after that, there are a lot of security vendors and a lot of products that can help you, as well as the operating system mitigations that are already in there. So I wouldn't panic, but I would educate myself.
Yaniv, are there more complex ways, intricate ways that hackers and cybersecurity criminals are trying to go trying to go about compromising people's information? So you mentioned a bunch there, but also to, I think, of the phone calls, for instance, that people receive these days, and what information during those calls and voicemails is at risk.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's a big issue in Israel, but in the U.S., these robocalls that purport to be from the Internal Revenue Service, et cetera, are a huge issue here.
It happens everywhere around the world, I think. And I think that cyber criminals, at the end of the day, they are criminals. And they are very innovative, I must tell you. I'm doing this job for a lot of time, and I keep getting surprised each and every day. They are really innovative, and they will try any way, any trick that you didn't think of to try and steal your money somehow. It used to be, and it still is, in other fields, and now it's also in the computer business and in the cyber business. So it means that your computer is at risk, your mobile phones is at risk, and everything digital they might use to steal your money.
Okay, Yaniv Balmas, we got to leave it there. Yaniv is a global head of research at Checkpoint, which provides cybersecurity solutions. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks, Yaniv.